What is going on, everyone? My name's Boyt, and I'm back with some more Age Mythology, the Titans action, spawning in the right side of the map in the red color, playing as Zeus. His name is Skadi. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Set. His name is Magic. The map is Alfheim. Magic taking 2 games already for himself. Just taking them, not sharing them around, not being giving. He's just, nah, these are my games. You're going to have to find your own ones. And we'll see if Skadi has got any answer for this Set beatdown that he is currently receiving. I thought this was Random Gods, but it looks like Magic is just picking Set. I think maybe later in the series, they go to Random Gods, so we might start seeing some different gods and civilizations as well. Magic has found some wolves up in this top corner here, feeling good about himself here. And we will see him attempting to do something good in this game. Now, what do you do here as Zeus against Set? This map is probably one of the more difficult maps for Zeus in the Set war and the Set style of life, simply because there's never really a point where you can get any timing attacks on this map because of the gold mines. They're generally pretty safe. You can see this gold mine really close to Magic Space. It should be able to defend it. And there's also, well, actually, this map's not the worst here for an all-in on the top side of the map here. There is a gold mine over here, but had you wall this off here and you keep an eye on it with a Catascopus or something, you will be able to see if he goes for this gold mine here. And then you put all the pressure onto the top side of the map. There's no town centers up here, so there's no mercenary. So this map actually not too bad for Skadi. There's a good amount of hunt. You see there's deer here, and there is caribou. So decent hunt. Actually, there's a lot of hunt here. There's 2 packs of caribou for each player. So you could potentially take these caribou for yourself for Skadi, and Magic's going to be in a little bit of trouble here just from the map itself. So we'll see if Skadi can read it and make a decision based on it or not. And if Magic realizes what sort of trouble he's going to be in seeing all the gold mines on the top side of the map without any town center up there. The big part of Egyptian players' defense of a second gold mine does rely on, at least in terms of timing pushes, does rely on those mercenary. So we'll see. We'll see. We do have some relics on the map. The Toothed Arrows, 5% Archer, Ballista, and Caraballus to pierce damage. Really, really good relic here for the Set players. And we also have the Pandora's box here. An unfortunate relic. Whenever I see this relic, I'm like, you know what? This relic would be great if I had Infinite Favor. If this was like late game, this relic becomes decent if you have like Mountain Giants or some sort of Colossus or something like that. Build a forward temple down, and you get some Colossus spamming coming out really quickly. But other than that, it feels like it has no real use, unfortunately. We do see Skadi moving forward onto this, and a forward temple here. This is peculiar. This is a blind forward temple. He's seen none of the map. There is no reason to think that this is good, apart from potentially this could just be a fake here from Skadi. He's been known to do this. He knows that Magic should probably spot this with his Set scouting bonus, having so many scouts coming out. But he does see the base. This is protected by a watchtower. A thinner rush here can work, but it is going to be difficult. But Magic should spot this, so potentially this could be a fake, and Skadi's been known to do these kind of fakes. We see Magic throwing up a box here, and here's the thing that I want to point out. This location here, you can't wall this because of the gold mine, but you could have put a wall slightly further forward here, right? And you could have put houses, 1, 2, or even here, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's those 4 houses. And then a wall. And then you would have spent less resources on this and have exactly the same thing. And right in between 2 of the watchtowers instead of 1 of the watchtowers. Just saying. There is the... what's that vision there? From Magic. That's an... Whoa. Well, he visions the base and he sees no temple. He's going to be scouting around trying to find it. He does see this forward hunt here. He is going to spot this temple, and he's going to know what's coming for him. Skadi going Athena here. He's got a lot of wood in the bank, though. This looks like it's going to be the classic from Skadi. Going to be throwing down this military academy here, and then getting a second town center is what I assume will come from this. But he hasn't sent any villagers over there just yet. There they go, coming for this town center. Obviously had to be there. And this is what we call fake Athena rushing. And I love it from Skadi here, because it means that Magic isn't going to go for an immediate second town center. He's going to go for immediate walls. It means he's going to throw down a barracks here, which is going to slow down his second town center. And even if you pick off this barracks here, there's nothing. Well, he doesn't even know it's up here, but he will spot it. Do we see... Well, hasn't spotted it yet. That's unfortunate. I think I would have preferred to see the military academy up just a little bit closer so it's in line of sight. But he hasn't done that one yet. And we do see that potentially Magic knows about this. Potentially he does, because he hasn't thrown down a... he's throwing down an armory, so he's going for a one-town center fast heroic here. This is just as good, though. This is exactly the kind of thing that that Skadi's going to be wanting to see. Either throwing down barracks and trying to desperately defend here, or going for this fast heroic. I would much prefer... I mean, obviously Skadi doesn't know it just yet, because he can't see into the base. We check out Skadi's perspective. He can't see that there's no barracks here, but he should know that there's two possibilities here. No town center, so it's either a fast heroic or classical fight, which means he probably shouldn't be making Hoplite. He should just throw down stables and make Hippocon here. We see farms coming up for Skadi already. He's got his second town center. He's happily gathering here. And we do see a bolt there onto that Pharaoh, as it's looking like Skadi is going to be attempting to break through here with a villager coming in as well to help out. And Magic is almost going to be clicking up. The armory is a long way away here, because he's only got one villager building it. I think the armory goes up in 1 minute and a half there, 91 seconds. So with only one villager, you have to throw it down as soon as you hit the classical age if you want to be advancing before 8 minutes. We do see he almost has the resources here to advance. Got a couple of deer you're going to gather from. The villagers get pushed off the gold mine. And he has... well, he's got map control here. Skadi's pretty scary at this point. It's going to be a difficult time for Magic to come back. We do see the shifting sands here, but these units can break out of this really, really quickly here if they decide to attack. He's not... Oh, he's crept the Odysseus out somehow. That's funny. And it's looking like the Minotaur will fall, and they're not going to get out of there at all. Feels bad. Is what it is. Odysseus escapes, though. Nice one. I'm also surprised Magic didn't use the edge of the map here. You can put the wall right next... If you're going to go for this, you can cut off 15 gold worth of spending, or even more than that. 15 plus 6. I can't do math. 21. 21 gold by just going straight up to the edge of the map there. But totally fine. Magic gets back his gold mine. Skadi throwing down stables now. Realizes he's up against a fast heroic as he sees the armory. And he's just going to be spamming out those Hippocon later. No sense in overcommitting him. Just need to get 130 population of units, or even grab this town center, and you're in a really good position here. Skadi's going to be very far in front, though he doesn't have Hermes. He doesn't have Ceasefire. So there is going to be some ancestor shenanigans here in this game. We do see... Looks like... Did Magic forget? This is expert player from the year 2021. Expert player. He forgot his monument. He forgot his monument. This is going to be a really, really late Migdol. It's going to be a really difficult game for Magic to win. He does have... Now he has the 2 monuments, though. He will be able to make more Scorpion Men, which do really well against Greek if you get out enough of them. Like Chariot Archer, Scorpion Men, Siege Tower can work. But after forgetting everything here, it's going to be difficult. Skadi is struggling a little bit for food. Surprised to see him not eating the berry bushes, to be honest. Probably too many villagers on gold at this point. I don't see anyone doing this, but once you get to this point where you're building farms, your army production slows down quite a bit, so you don't need that many villagers on gold. So you can pull off 5 villagers off gold, throw them over onto wood as you're doing this transition onto farms, and then once it's done, you put them back over onto gold. And it can really help that transition. There's the Migdol coming up for Magic. It's going to be tempting to get this gold mine. Obviously, that makes sense. Probably would have preferred to see the Migdol over here or something, or over here behind the wood. This one here may get taken down. Skadi throwing up walls over here. Doing this thing. I do see Blue Crystal Shard coming in for Skadi. Yes, okay. Yeah, starting to see the units pumping out now. I wouldn't be surprised to see a third town center here for Skadi as well. If he's not going for some sort of all-in here, which honestly at this point, it's probably would work. Especially with an Underworld, because it means you can just retreat away when the Ancestors comes out. But we'll see what his plan is. No armory just yet, just pumping units. I don't like the Toxotes. I don't like the Toxotes because they're not good against Chariot Archers and they take up too much population space. Just go Hippocon here, I think. Or Hippocon Hoplite. Because then you can take down the Migdol with an Underworld. The Toxotes are a bit too slow and they're gonna... It's going to be difficult, but we'll see. There's the armory coming up, so it is looking like Skadi's going for what looks to be a Dionysus or... Wait, let's go Apollo as well, like I said. Go for an Apollo all in here, force the Ancestors out, leave, and then just play for the late game is completely fine. And Magic's trying to look for some raids here. He's finding some of the Scorpion Men. There's already Jason back here. There's no Bolt to be used because he did use that one on the Pharaoh in the early game. You do see those forward buildings getting picked off. The house getting picked off as well. Wall coming up over here to prevent the Scorpion Men from coming back in. And more military buildings coming down for Skadi. Definitely does need to get out medium infantry, medium cavalry before he fights because those Chariot Archers are scary if you have no upgrades for them. So... we'll see what he's going to do. And there's the Apollo. Okay, so I like this. I like this idea here from Skadi. We'll see if it works for him. And now Magic's getting pushed back here. The forward temple gets taken down. He does have to rebuild that area. He's not going to be getting the free Manticore. It's a decent unit. Don't want to be throwing away those kind of things. I don't see. Oh, he is building it. There it is. And we do see these units moving in. Restoration on this fight? I mean, I guess it's value because his units were getting a lot of damage. But once the medium infantry comes in, he was winning that fight pretty hard. Magic staying and fighting that was a big mistake. Now the Scorpion Man half HP, everything else getting pulled away. The Hippocon going to be chasing that down. We do have a bunch of siege towers now. We can make an attack here. There's not really anything to attack except for this gold mine though. And there's the Heroic Age. I wouldn't be surprised to see him mark it and then just go straight to Hephaestus, get out the Colossus, and then you can underworld the base of Magic. Magic's going for his second town center. He's going to be really, really slow here in order to catch up on the economy in order to get to the Mythic Age. So it's going to be a very difficult time for Magic here. But he does have a brutal timing here onto this. Oh, going through Hera. Guess he's seeing that this is going to be a pain. This is weird. He doesn't have to worry about this. Not sure about it at all. These siege towers just get countered by the units, by the villagers here. The Ancestors is a bit of a waste here. And Hera's gonna set Magic back a ton here. But it doesn't do anything. It doesn't really make sense. Is he gonna throw up another temple or get his Medusa out? Villagers can push back. Nice micro from Magic. He has to kind of push in and out as the villagers come in and out of the town center doing the dance. Get one attack, run away, get one attack. Actually takes so much damage here. It's almost worth it to just try and get all the siege towers on and then just fight it. Now seeing those Ancestors getting taken down here. And the question is Magic going to get enough value out of this push here to be in a good position? Even if the town center falls, which it looks like it's not going to fall, as the siege towers are falling very, very fast here to these villages. But lots of villages are getting picked off by Magic, and he's got his second town center back. He is going to be retreating here now. And I just don't see the reason for Hera here. Hephaestus was a perfect play. Feels bad. And now the Magical attacking. Lightning Storm comes down. I'm not just going to kill everything here. Kill those bolts there to pick off the siege tower as well. Lightning Storm does pierce damage, so these siege towers don't take that much damage from the Lightning Storm. And I do think that Skadi's going to be kicking himself for going Hera here. But he has Mythic Age now. He can start getting out Bellerophon. And when Bellerophon comes out, that's when the Egyptian army needs to start being very, very scared. Because full chariots do not work against Bellerophon at all. You either get out a bunch of spears or get out cavalry. And as set, the cavalry not so strong. You probably have to just transition into Horus spears here. One thing that is going for Magic now is he's got a little bit of a chance here. Now, if he can get Mythic Age, if he can get enough value here from raids and slowing Skadi down, he may be able to get Horus. He may be able to get out Horus Spearman. And late game, a little bit undecided in the Hera Horus war, because the Horus Spearmen are going to be able to deal with any Heliopoli, which you normally can't really use. You don't really use them because you're just making Colossus, right? Against Set. But there's no Colossus now, so it may be a possibility here for Magic to make a big comeback. So we'll see how he goes. He is raiding with these Chariot Archers, so 3 town centers left for Skadi. A 1,000 point difference, and Skadi pushing off gold over here. There is a gold mine over here, happily being mined though by Magic. And Magic has run out of gold here. And run out of food. And I think, if you look at what's going on here, you can see that this market here is going to start being a big factor here. So you can sit on this for about, I want to say you could probably trade about 1,000 resources from wood and gold for wood and food. So selling wood, buying food. So you can get about 1,000 food out of this process, or 2,000 food out of this process before it starts being really, really bad. So we're not seeing Magic transition into farms at all. Seeing the villagers chasing these Chariot Archers over here, and Magic is going to be able to keep going for a little bit, but as long as Skadi doesn't go too crazy, you should be okay. The siege works. He does get taken down here, and Magic's Chariot Archers are running straight past the Hippocon. They're getting some damage done.
N-Wedge.
And we're seeing the Hippocon. Oh, nice micro from Skadi. He gets the heavy Hippocon coming in. Now these Hippocon are really scary against the heavy chariots. Do we see some sort of transition to Myrmidon? No transition to Myrmidon. Just going pure Hippocon here. You can just get Thracian horses as well. No, he didn't go Dionysus. He can't get any upgrades. So actually staying with Hippocon here doesn't make a lot of sense. Because you're asking for, Horus should be incoming, right? Should be playing around that and going to transition into Myrmidon. Or Heliopolis with the Hippocon is fine as well, I guess. But I guess at this point, Skadi can kind of do whatever he wants. Pushing in. Taking out the Chariot Archers really, really nicely here, as Magic is trying to micro to the best of his ability here. You can do some cheeky garrison microing, pulling units back as if they're like Blink Stalkers from StarCraft. That style of micro, but see some nice walls coming up on this side of the map here, preventing this gold mine from getting gathered.
N-Wedge.
Now Hippocon retreating back here. Nice Chariot Archer raids yet again, but at this point, you basically have to kill off like 20 villagers in order for a raid to really do anything, because if you kill off like one or two, you see the Underworld Passage coming in now, going to be picking off these villagers here. If you only pick off one or two villagers, they just get rebuilt in 15 seconds. So like you do a little bit of damage, but it's not enough. Now these villagers here making a break for it. They are looking like they're all going to be perishing here. She's going to push Magic even further back in the economy, as those villagers have met their demise here. Now we've got some raids coming in for Magic as well, so he is returning the favor. Seeing him raid everywhere. The multitasking from Magic on point, but he's not able to defend this, as the Hippocon are going to tear down the Migdol Stronghold. And this is the only Migdol Stronghold that Magic has. So he can't rebuild his Chariot Archers here. And Magic, look at this sell wood here now, down to 25. As the Migdol does fall. Chariot Archers over here still sniping villagers left, right, and center. It's actually hurting Skadi quite a bit at this point, but he's doing the damage to Magic just as much. You see the villagers making their way over. They do creep through, coming onto this gold mine here. And Skadi will be noticing it, or he should notice it. Now the Chariot Archers in the base should get hunted down, get this gold mine back. Or even he's going to ignore it and just go straight for the gold mine here, I guess. Now you see the siege towers coming, going to take down the Underworld Passage. As the villagers can retreat back. Notices the raid. Nice play from Magic to avoid that raid. So we're getting a lot of value from his Chariot Archers here. Crediting all the gold income from Skadi. He is getting gold from somewhere though. I was getting it back on this gold mine yet again. Now Skadi making his way into the town center of Magic, tearing down the siege works. Going to be moving on to the town center afterwards, picking off the Pharaoh. And he should be able to take this one down. Villagers making their way over here as well. Going to be attempting to repair, but if we check out Magic's resources and his population, he's got next to nothing. There is no Migdol Stronghold. The Pharaoh gets taken down. Villagers trying to fight back. A losing fight there against these heavy Hippocon. And the town center will go down as the siege works. Fortress coming down. A forward fortress here for Skadi. Looks like villagers popping out again. And this fortress will be able to net him this location very, very easily, even if he doesn't quite pick it off just yet. You see the villagers taking down the Chariot Archers in the base here for Skadi. And while he doesn't get the town center down, he's probably going to get the fortress. There's a bunch of siege towers here for Magic though. Somehow still producing units like a madman. And we see the fortress up, and that's going to be Heliopoli getting pumped out of here, most likely. And the villagers can pick off those siege towers as well. Skadi loves doing this when he's super far ahead in economy, just sending villagers forward and using them in his army. Just to push him over the edge to win the game. Odysseus coming in, trying to avoid town center fire there so he can pick off the lone Scorpion man. Let's see Metropolis for some reason. Very surprised about that one. Not getting the Heliopolis, which is clearly superior at this stage in the game. But siege towers do get picked off. A lone mercenary cavalry coming over here to take down the Petropolis. Villagers coming over to help pick him off. Petropolis making a break for it. Town center does fall. Magic's population sitting at 109 to Skadi's 131 here. And it's looking like Magic will tap out. GG! Well played by Skadi with the beautiful fake Athena rush, sort of forcing Magic into a one-town center fast heroic. Really nice play from Skadi here. I think what Magic probably should have done, and what would have been decent, was to throw down a single barracks and make some spearmen or axemen in order to just see what's going on, and then get his second and third town center straight after that as soon as he sees the town center going up for Skadi. So it's a delayed three town center rush. When you get fooled by the second town center there going up by Skadi. Going for a one town center fast heroic. He was delayed even more by not having his monuments of the villages up. So it's not like a true testament to what would have happened here if he played this perfectly. But generally speaking, this two town center build here that Skadi was done was actually originally created way back when to deal with the one town center fast heroics of Isis and Ra doing, Isis basically. You would go two town centers, they would go one town center and push with Ancestors Eclipse, and your economy would be strong enough to defend against it, and after you defend against it, your economy is bigger and you would win the game. That's why this kind of works here from Skadi. So well played by Skadi. We'll move on to the next game very shortly. If you're enjoying these games, please consider hitting the follow button on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.